You
Hold on.
ready?
Welcome to this live sales with a live Brand with Authority sales event. Go ahead.
Hi. Welcome to our sales event. My name is Selena Hunt, and I don't see. I just want to welcome everyone, and we're here tonight with our one of our leaders of Brand with Authority, Michael Babcock. He will be talking about how Brand with Authority can help your business online and offline. Also, what I would like to do is, because we have a nice turnout, I would like for our guests to introduce themselves and just tell us a little bit as to why they joined Brand with Authority.
Can you go around and ask for names? That way they're not all talking at once, Selena.
Okay. Let me see if I see who's who. Jackie, she's first. Hi, Jackie. If you can hear me, can you unmute your mic? Okay. Can she hear me?
She can probably hear you, but she might not be able to talk. So let's go ahead and go on
Okay.
to the next one. If you can talk, Jackie, go ahead and jump in at any time.
Okay. So next we'll go to Jason.
Hey, my name is Jason Mahalik. I just joined Brand with Authority about 2 days ago. I have been doing internet marketing since about 2005, and 2003, 2005, give or take. And one thing I've noticed that I've been slacking on that I have actually failed and wish I would have learned sooner is branding myself, and when creating different websites, not intertwining different websites altogether. So I'm looking forward to learning more about branding and just really pushing forward to upscale my profits.
Okay. Well, thank you for that introduction. I mean, for that brief. Anyway, I'm gonna move forward. Um, Marty. Hi,
Yes,
Marty.
ma'am.
Hi.
My name is Marty C. Funk. I'm from Central Florida. I've been doing various businesses since 2000. Michael found me. I believe that I opted into one of his pages, and it's been a turnaround blessing ever since. You're in the right spot at the right time.
Okay. We appreciate that. Um, I think Suzanne already said she's at work, so she can't. She's just in as showing us support. I'll just say for myself, I joined Brand with Authority sometime last year. I can't even remember the date, but I know I joined through Christopher, and I was just one of those scattered people all over the place on the internet. I mean, I was in a company, and then I was also in another group where I was learning affiliate marketing. But for me, what I decided, because it seemed like everything was so advanced for me as being new, that I wanted to get into something where someone was actually teaching me step by step how to brand myself on the internet, and to leverage myself against so many other people that, it's like thousands of people out there, and you just get lost. So for me, I decided that I needed to learn the basics. So I'm getting that with Brand with Authority. So with that, I will turn it over to Michael, who's going to talk to us about how Brand with Authority can help our businesses on and off the internet.
Thanks a lot for that, Selena. And I want to give Selena some kudos for stepping outside her comfort zone. Selena, it takes a lot out of an individual to be able to do something that they're not comfortable with. And this is the first time that Selena's done an opening introduction, and that was an awesome introduction. I appreciate it. And, keep being awesome. And as I tell everyone, make today the best day of your life, and then do it again tomorrow. We're going to talk about what Brand with Authority can do to help you with building your business, whether that be offline or online. But before we get started with that, I want to tell you a little bit about me, my story, where I came from, and where I'm going. And hopefully you'll be able to relate to what I'm doing and take action to get started. If someone shared this Hangout with you at any point, if anything resonates with you, please click the link below the Hangout to be able to get started with us today. Those of you who don't know, I got started online. Jason said back in 2000, 2005, 2003, 2005, somewhere around there is when he got started. And really, that's about when I got started for myself online. I used to do internet broadcasting. I used to be an online DJ for a couple of small radio stations, ran some automation software, and I also did some live shows and interacted with people. And that was a blast. I loved it because I got to hang out with people. But the thing was my girlfriend at the time, because I was just getting ready to graduate high school. I know I'm young, but my girlfriend at the time, she goes, Michael, you need to start doing something that's actually making you money. So I went out and I did the whole time to get a job thing. I got a job. That relationship didn't work out, long story short. And, I got, later on down the road, I got married. But during that time, I ran my own web hosting company. I did online radio broadcasting, and I also ran my own blog that you can find if you go to archive.org with 7 or 8 years of my life on it. But you know what? Out of all of that, I didn't make a dime on the internet. I was paying more money than I was paying out. Or than I was paying out more money than I had coming in. And I knew that needed to change, but I didn't know how. I knew that people needed to know about me, but I didn't know how to brand me online. It was, here's my website, take a look at it, and if I'm lucky, you might ask me for my help or buy some web hosting from me. It was an amazing opportunity, and those of you who don't know, I am completely blind, have been since birth, and so working for myself in my head provided me an opportunity to make money while I didn't have to worry about transportation. Great, but eventually I said forget it, and I went and I got a full-time job. That full-time job was amazing because I had a regular paycheck. The disappointing thing is every 2 weeks I knew what my paycheck was going to be. So, I went to work Monday after my payday, and I'm like, really? I've already got $200 only in my account after I just made $1,000. Well, this is going to be a long 2 weeks to make another $1,000 to spend it all on bills. And that was a great time. I loved it, though, because I was able to do stuff consistently and do stuff what I wanted. After I did a little bit of my internet online, I stepped away and I decided to become the assistive technology and Braille instructor at the Alaska Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired. And if you Google Alaska Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired and Michael Babcock, you'll find a news article from a local newspaper that they did about, why I like some of the technological advances that have come for blind and visually impaired individuals. I was teaching people how they can use computers successfully in the workplace and be independent. And it was amazing. September of 2012 came around. And one morning I woke up and my sister told me, she gave me a call, and my phone had died the night before. So I ignored her. She called my wife, and my wife's phone was in her bedroom. And we were eating breakfast. My wife went in, got her phone, saw that she had probably 20 missed calls. She saw from her mom that her mom had texted and said, you need to call Michael's sister immediately. So I stepped outside, and I was a smoker at the time. I started smoking a cigarette and turned my phone on, said I might as well catch up with my messages. And I was listening to a voicemail from my sister, hearing her cry, and I couldn't understand a single word she was saying. And I got the beep beep sound when I got a call waiting notification, switched over to the other line, answered it. I said, hey, Amanda, hold on a second. I'm listening to your voicemail. She goes, no, don't listen to my voicemail. I need to talk to you. I just found Mom. I'm like, what do you mean? And she started to bawl. I finally found out from her that she had walked into my parents' room after my mom hadn't come out of the room afternoon. It was about 1:30 in the afternoon. And had found that my mom had passed on their bed, kind of sitting up, leaning against the wall, and no one knew about it. That was devastating. That was my mom was the person who held our family together, and she was the one who kept us solid. She was literally probably the one person that you could say is like glue. I mean, she held our family together. So I needed to be home. In Alaska, there's tourism season during the summer. Saturday September 15th apparently is the very last day of tourism season, which means every single person who's in Alaska at that time is trying to get out of Alaska before it starts to snow and get back down to the lower 48. There are, I think, 6 airlines at Ted Stevens International Airport in Anchorage. Every single one of them to Seattle was booked. There was not one single seat the entire day. So the next morning at 6 a.m., my wife and I jumped on a plane, and we spent all day long bitten from Alaska down to Montana. Really should have only taken 4 hours, but because of the way that flights turned out, there were some delays and layovers and stuff. And we got back to Montana and, did all the funeral arrangements and helped support my dad. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 younger siblings, so they all needed my support as well. I told my wife I'd never wanted to live that far away from my family again. Yes, we could have jumped in a car and just driven down from Anchorage because Anchorage is attached to the mainland. However, the problem was my wife had only been in Alaska with me for 6 days. See, I was the assistive technology instructor for 2 months before my wife flew up there because she had some stuff she had to do and we didn't have a house at the time. So I went up to Alaska, was teaching, and found us a house. After she came up, she was there, she flew in Sunday night. She landed at 11:59 p.m. Sunday night. We were back in Montana by the next Sunday night, so we weren't even together in Alaska for a week. I told her I never wanted to be that far away again from family. We didn't have a rig up there. We couldn't have just drove home. I never wanted to do that again. So I started to look around for work in Montana, and it was horrific. I don't know if anyone's ever lived in Montana, but at that time minimum wage was $7.90 an hour. And to me, that just wasn't reasonable because I was bringing home maybe $250, maybe $300 a week if I was lucky at a job I finally found. But because I'm blind, I was unable to just jump in the car and drive myself back and forth, so I was paying someone $75 a week to drive me back and forth to work, which means I was maybe making $150, $200 a week, okay? To me, that's not worth it. I didn't want to spend that much time away from my family and my son for the short period of time just for $400 every 2 weeks. So I decided to explore online internet marketing options, and I got started with a cost per action or CPA program called Zip Not a Zilch. And I got started with this in December of 2012, 3 months after my mother passed away. I found it on Craigslist and enjoyed every minute of it. But there was something that just wasn't quite right with me. I didn't stand out from what everyone else doing the same exact thing I'm doing was doing. And in other words, we'll use Jason for example. He was involved in Zip Not a Zilch, and he was doing the same thing I was doing, driving traffic to the same exact video, telling people to do the same exact thing, and then having them watch, this video and that video. But none of it was showing his prospects who he was. And that's important. We'll get into that here in a minute. So I got started with ZNZ and, had a blast with it. Made some money, lost some money by losing money. I mean, I threw money into advertising and didn't turn it into actual conversions. But I made some money, lost some money, and had an enjoyable time, learned quite a bit. But Christopher Wright, the founder of Brand with Authority and one of our team leaders here at Brand with Authority, reached out to me in April of 2014 and said, Michael, you need to see what my primary team is doing. And I laughed at him. I laughed at him. I wrote LOL, and I made all these excuses of why I didn't need to pay attention to what he was doing and this and that and this and that. Worst mistake ever. July of 2014, I was hanging out with my son right after we went and we did our Come Play at the Park with Us video. If you go to YouTube, you can see that video. It's him and Dad playing at the park, me pushing him on the swing and talking to you about making money from home. Christopher reached out to me after he saw that video and he said, are you interested in building your own blog? And I said, yeah, I got one ready. He said, can you share it with me? And I went to share it with him, and that's right. The blog that I used to use was a part of one of those network blogs. And the domain name, empoweringtheblind.com, ended up being blocked on Facebook. So I had to share with him the site, but he couldn't click on it. It was not very convenient. And he goes, you must have used one of those network sites, correct? I'm like, well, what do you mean? And he started talking to me about different network sites and why my site was being blocked. He said, Michael, you need to build your own brand online. You need to stand out from what everyone else is doing, and you need to have full control. So I said, how do I do this? What do I need to do? I'm tired of struggling, because at that point I started to struggle. I was doing good with D&D, but I started to struggle with increasing my leads and increasing my income. And he's like, this is what you need to do. You need to go here, set this up, and follow this training. And I did. Back in July through December, we were on a slower hosting platform. It literally would take people what now takes you 5 hours, 3 or 4 days to get through our training. And people were getting frustrated. Selena probably remembers this. People were upset with the fact that their blog was not updating and that they could not get their themes installed and the plugins weren't activating. And I told Christopher, I said, Christopher, there's got to be something faster out there. This is ridiculous. And him and I started talking about alternative solutions, and we got started with our current host. If you have any questions about them, we'll explain it in a minute. I started to build my website on our new host and realized, hey, this is substantially faster than what we've ever worked with in Brand Authority before. And I started to get conversions. Marty's an example of this. He found me on one of our traffic generation services and got started with us right away. So why do you need a blog online, and is blogging complicated? You need a blog online so you have a place to be able to brand yourself. If you go to yourownpay.com, you'll be able to see what I'm doing and get started with any of the programs I'm involved in. However, you used to be just redirected to a capture page that said enter your information, and we'll follow up with you, and you'll see that same video everyone else will see. I have found that having a blog to be able to generate traffic to is an amazing way to create organic sales and automatic sales without having to quote-unquote market every single day. When I was marketing that CPA or cost per action site, I was required to post advertisements 3-4 hours a day just to generate 20 or 30 leads if I didn't want to pay any money. Now, I write a blog post, shoot a quick video, and drop it over on Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all of those social networks. The whole process maybe takes me an hour when I create a new blog to syndicate it all around the web. And all of a sudden, organic traffic starts coming in. We teach you not only how to build your blog and brand authority, but we teach you how to build your team. If you observe what we are doing and what us leaders are doing in Brand Authority, and you copy us, duplicate every single thing we do, hold your own Hangouts for your team, create your own Facebook group chats, generate specific content for your team, and stay consistent with what you're doing, then you're going to learn how to build a successful team from using the Brand Authority tools and training. We've also got amazingly free training on branding that you can use as an opener to introduce people to whatever primary business you may potentially be in. Because, well, a lot of people don't like to actually ask for the sale. A lot of people might be in a smoothie company or a tea company or a backup services company. A lot of people might be in these companies, and they can get prospects. They've got thousands of friends on Facebook, but they don't want to say, hey, will you buy this? Hey, will you try this? Well, what if you told people, hey, do you want this free training? Or, hey, how can I help you better your business? Oh, you're looking for organic traffic? Well, what if I could give you a free training? Give them a free training, provide them value, and the sale will come naturally. So, Brand Authority is teaching you how to build your blog, and we're also teaching you how to build your teams. A lot of people can recruit, but they don't know how to manage a team. And then you've got people who can manage a team, but they can't recruit. And observing the leaders in Brand Authority who are doing everything, you can be able to step outside your comfort zone and make whatever you want in your business happen. We undercomplicate things as well. So often people are said, oh, you joined this program, well, you need to do this, and then you need to write down your list of all your friends and family, and then you need to give them a call, and then you need to set up this website, then you need to set up an email autoresponder, and then you need to set this up, and then you need to set that. You've got a lot of stuff you need to do with Brand Authority, but it's literally step by step, point and click. If As Christopher says, you can point and click, upload and download, and copy and paste. You can be successful with Brand with Authority. Patience is a virtue. We make directions easy to follow, and we've got team support to help you with whatever you're working on. And we don't cross-recruit you for other opportunities. Now, you don't see that in a lot of these businesses. A lot of these, if you join a business, all of your fellow team members are going to say, well, hey, come join this opportunity. Come join this with me. Come join that. So, we don't ask you to do that. So, what is Brand with Authority, and how much does it cost? Those are the questions that I get asked often. Brand with Authority is a team to help you brand yourself by using the tools and services we use in building your own presence on the internet. How much does it cost? You pay the same thing every one of our members pays, $9.97 a month, and you get access to all of our training. No additional cost for our training, no additional cost for our support. You just pay for the tools, you get the training. Try us out today for $1 for the next 7 days. Click on the link below this video, take action to get started with us, and we'll see you on the other side. If you have any questions, drop us a comment.